Hey, everybody. Happy Friday to you guys. For some reason, Fridays tend to be a really good day for me to do lives, Facebook Live. So I got to get better. I got to put a better routine in place. But hey, Nicole Cooper here. And if this is your first time coming on here, I am a business development consultant, peak performance coach. And I also work with people on how to build successful businesses from home. And anytime that I have any level of a conversation with anybody about anything when it comes to business, I love coming on and taking some of that information that I just shared and bring those tips on over to the next so that I can share with those of you that can find value in this conversation. So I want to share with you guys, I just had a great conversation with a friend who's doing some different things in their business, and they were calling me for some coaching and consulting and some guidance. And we had this really good conversation. And the conversation was about what are the key things that you need to take into consideration when you're looking to build your business as an entrepreneur? Because a lot of us don't really understand how we're going about building a business. Most of us tend to see what's trending, what's popular, what everybody else is doing, and then they select the business and then they go for it and they don't really know why they're not having the results that they need. So I'm going to share with you guys for a few minutes what are 3 key things you need to take into consideration when it comes to building a business, and how to make sure that you set yourself up for success in the long term. Because if you don't think about these things up front, you will eventually fade out and you won't be able to win the way you want to win. All right. So here's one of the number 1 factors to take into consideration when you're building a business. You got to know what it is that you want. That's number 1. What is it that you want? When you think about building a business, it sounds really sexy, but what most people do not understand, and hey, you guys, tag somebody, share this, by the way. But what most people do not understand when it comes to building a business, I don't care what kind of business it is, y'all, it takes work. Everything takes work. And unfortunately, we've gotten into this mindset that, oh, if I do this business, it'll be a lot easier than this business because it won't require no work. No, listen, if you're building any business for the long term to create any level of success, it's going to take time, energy, effort, and money on the front end to get it to where you need it to be. Some may give you a greater reward before others, but there's a process attached to any business. As a business consultant, I've worked with people from real estate to people who run their own online digital marketing businesses and membership sites to people who are in the beauty industry. I mean, you name it, I've probably come across some form of that. People who run their own trucking companies, people who are into investment properties. It's like you can go flip houses, you can get into Forex, you can launch your own daycare. It's all gonna take work. There is no escaping that great 4-letter word called work. And so you have to ask yourself, what do I really want? And question number 2 is, how do I want to work? If you are trying to get into something that already feels heavy before you get into it, and I'll give you an example. You know, there's just certain things that I'm good at, and there's certain things that I suck at. And I've learned, it's unfortunate, but I learned very late that I don't like things that are very meticulous, that are very detail oriented, that take a whole lot of time. If it's going to take a whole lot of intricate details, it kind of exhausts me. And so I've learned that I'm a strategist and I like big picture things. Well, I run a digital marketing agency, is a company that I have, in addition to my online e-com store. But in the digital marketing company, I was finding myself trying to do all the tech stuff. And tech drains me. It exhausts me. I'm good at it. I know how to do it. I got a degree in it. I learned it as a skill, but I am not the best. And so I realized that I would not make any progress because I was trying to do all these different things, building out funnels and doing this. And it just, the thought of it was draining. So I hired a CTO. Now I can give the vision, give the goal, let her run with it and pay her a salary and be done with it. And so I had to learn how I wanted to work. What are the key things that I really enjoy doing? And being able to, if what I want to do is going to require somebody, you know, like let's say I want to build my digital marketing agency which I don't. I'll tell y'all about that in a second. But if I want to build it big and all that stuff, I know I can hire somebody to do those things. But I realized that the things that I love to do is speaking, teaching, training, and coaching, right? And I love systems. I love putting things in a systematic way to create repetitive results and duplicatable success. So that's why I'm in my ecom business. I'm in my ecom company with Impact Nation, because I can help coach and teach and train others on how to create a duplicable business using a pre-existing platform in the ecom industry. So that really is more a bigger passion to me now than the digital marketing was, like the digital agency. So you got to know how you want to work, and what, when you know what you want, question number one, and you identify how you want to work. The third thing is where do you want to be 3, 5, 10 years from now? Because what people fail to realize, you guys, is that the same energy you have today, the same drive, the same hunger, the same thirst, the same all that stuff that you have today, you're not going to probably have that same energy 5 years from now. You probably won't have the same passion, the same enthusiasm, the same excitement. And so I was just telling my the client that I was just talking to, I said, listen, we're over 40 now. So one of the things that we have to be really smart with is ask ourselves, how do we want to be living in 5 years? Do we want to be doing the exact same thing in 5 years that we're doing today? And is that which we are doing today setting us up for the life that we want 5 years from now, right? Because some of the stuff that we build, y'all, is only around you. And if you want to quit, your income stops. And that's why I made a different decision. I'll tell you about how I chose to choose the business models that I'm focusing on now, outside of my digital marketing agency, right? But what do you want your life to look like? And what is it going to take for you to get there? You got to start thinking long-term as well, right? And so when you think about the long-term and where you want to be, you got to think about, do I want to run and hustle at the same pace? Do I want to be spending the same amount of hours? Do I want to be devoted to the same activities? Do I want to be in a position where my income is still relying upon whatever it is that I'm setting my income stream up for? Or am I setting up something that's scalable, right? That is sufficient without me, that is going to create consistent income and be something that I'm building on years from now? Or is it going to be something that once I choose to quit is gone, right? And a lot of us don't know how to select that. So let me give y'all my story and I'm gonna wrap this up and be up out of here, okay? So here's the thing. I personally know how to do a lot of things, and I could do a lot of things. I can go out right now and I can build a brand. I can go out and I can launch a real estate investment company. I can do a lot of stuff. But I've learned what brings me the greatest joy. I've learned what is my zone of genius. I've learned how I like to work and what energizes me. And I've also learned, I'm very clear on where I want to be and what it takes for me to get there. So I had my digital marketing agency, which I actually love the strategy side. What I focus on in my digital marketing agency is business strategy, business growth strategy, sales, how to put sales systems in place, peak performance, how to maximize yourself and your business so that you can get the greatest return on your investment, as well as customer acquisition and engagement. So not really Facebook leads and stuff like that, but who's your ideal audience? How do you connect with them? What is the language that you need to speak to attract them? And how do you build a tribe? Those are kind of the areas of specialty that my digital marketing agency is in, right? Love what I do, but let me tell you about that. It's not that I can't hire people to do what I do, but a lot of it is on my brain power, right? So if I'm not in the right state of mind to be able to continue to build that, it's like when I got sick, I couldn't stay consistent with that thing. I had to pull myself back out of it, and I really didn't have a replacement to do all the things that I did to keep it going. And it was very frustrating because my money is attached to it. And so I realized, like, I got to find another way to do this thing. So I ended up getting introduced to the ecom business that I'm in, which it came by happenstance. But when this platform was presented to me, it was where I can speak, teach, train, coach, and also create an income source that will be automated and passive for the long term. And what I also realized is that I don't like building companies that is 100% dependent upon me. I don't like that because I know if anything happens to me and I'm dead and gone, is that business going to stay alive, or is it going to die when something happens to me? And so I realized that I love leveraging pre-existing platforms. So I started realizing, okay, I don't want to be the CEO of a company. I don't have to be. I don't need to be the face of a company. I don't have to be. I don't have to be the end all be all. I don't want to do all things. I don't have to, I don't have to be the face, and I don't want to be on all the time. I'd much rather put my time, energy, and effort into my genius zone, or zone of genius, and duplicate myself so that the work that I do today is duplicating, and it's going to go into where I'm making income over and over again in years to come from the efforts that I'm putting forth in on today. And so I made a decision. Will my e-com business take precedence, or will my digital marketing? The e-com, because it's a partnership of an existing platform for already established company. All I have to do is speak, teach, train, coach, and develop people. And so I realized this is my heaven. This is my excitement, my joy, my energy. I'm built for it. Whereas over here, it was draining. It was, it was all on me. It was kind of a high pressure, anxiety filled platform that I can still do, but I didn't want it to be the end all be all of my income source. And so I don't want to say I had to choose. They're both still actively available, right? But I realized that this is my long-term focus with the e-com store, as opposed to this short-term vision with the digital marketing. Because I know a year from now, 2 years from now, it's service-based, and I may not want to still be doing the same services. And so I had to choose how I would put my time and attention into either of these things. And I chose the e-com as my dominant source, which is Impact Nation, and building all of that out, right? So this is what you have to consider when it comes to building your own business. What do you really want? How do you want to work? And where do you want to be a couple years from now? 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. And once you think through all those things, is what you're putting your effort and energy into today going to get you there? Maybe it will. 9 times out of 10, it probably won't, because we most often think about short-term investments, short-term, results. And so I would say I'm so glad that I found what I found with my e-com store, because I know it's building a business that lasts a lifetime, as opposed to getting so caught up in me building something that is Nicole S. Cooper only, that is heavily dependent upon me, my brain, my skills, my energy. It is just a different level of anxiety that comes with this responsibility. So I hope that helps you guys in some way, shape, or form. I know the client that I was just talking to, and she was talking about, well, I'm doing this, and we started talking about, what are your goals? It really wasn't a full-on awareness of, I really need to think about that. And so it was very helpful to her, and I hope that this was very helpful to you. If this has been helpful to you, leave a comment below. And if you want to learn more about working with me, if you're at a place where you're trying to develop your business and figure out what it is that you need to do and to evolve or whatever, you can DM me, and maybe I can lead you in the right direction or something like that. But I will just say, take those 3 questions and think them through. If you're an entrepreneur building a business and you're trying to figure this thing out. All right. So y'all have a great and awesome Friday. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we will talk soon. Bye, everybody.